Namaskar and welcome to the channel Point of View of Vijay Mohan Raj. Like always, I bring on this channel some extraordinary people who have done human service to society and to the trade and the field in which they are. I'm very fortunate that today I have a very busy man, very difficult to get, but a very important person in travel and tourism as well as in other fields, Mr. Sunil Kumar. Welcome, Mr. Sunil Kumar, to this channel.
Thank you.
My listeners will be very excited to talk to you, to listen to you, and then subscribe on this channel to say that they liked it. Everybody wants to know who's this Sunil Kumar. And I need you to tell us from where you came, what was your background before you embarked on this fantastic journey in life.
Thank you, Vijay. It's such a pleasure being with your channel, and I certainly look forward to be connected to as many. And I must compliment you for this initiative. I'm a person from Secunderabad, born, bred, buttered, sandwiched, jammed, and now deserted. I say this because all my life I've been wedded to this great city of Hyderabad. I had my education initially in St. Anne's School, and till they decided not to have any men study in this school, all the men were sent to another school, that was St. John's. And then I went on to study my higher education. It was intermediate, and then the degree came from Indian Institute of Management and Commerce. I was a part of the first batch that graduated BCom honors in Hyderabad. And it was wonderful looking back at those 3 years of education, which was more than a mere degree in commerce. We had special subjects like managerial economics, business statistics, that actually brought me closer to a qualified MCom. Thereafter, I went on to pursue my studies in law. I completed my graduation in law with good results, joined Masters in Law, specializing in international constitution. Very impressed with different constitutions of the world. Something that struck me very deeply was the Swiss constitution, and especially, where there is a mention about, people getting recalled from elected positions when people are not happy with them. Now, that was amazing. And then, of course, the other laws of the world, and then that's where, to be honest, Vijay, after completing all my qualification in law, I didn't go to that bar, I went to the other bar.
So I want that journey where you changed your thoughts from law and you got into travel and tourism. What was that process?
Well, I'm from a business family. My dad was running a very large business. Then dad decided to take it easy, and he was very busy socially. He was with the Lions Clubs International. So that's when I said, hey, let me do something of my own. And somehow I was impressed by the industry of travel and tourism, decided to give it a try, but the try never ended, because that was 1987 and now it's 2025. Yes. So 25 plus 13, 38 years, Vijay.
So you are, Sunil, you are well known for your contribution to travel and tourism all over the world. It's not only India. You've been the longest serving chairman of UFTA, and you've been 3 times president of the Travel Agent Association of India. So you've given tremendous service to the trade. I want to know, you reached this level in travel, and after starting that company, Travel World. So can we go into that journey?
Vijay, I was always involved in some kind of a public service.
Okay.
Even in my school days, I was a member of the Interact Club. We used to meet at Mehboob College. And then my dad inducted me into Leo Club. Leo Club is the youth auxiliary wing of the Lions Clubs. And I was a Leo member for about 8-9 years. I was the president, and great friends we had at those points of time. And one of our most exciting experiences as a young adult, as a member of Leo Club, barely age of 16 or 15, when we all decided to bring Muhammad Rafi to Hyderabad.
Okay.
And we were about 9 or 10 of us, not too many, all young people living on pocket money. And we said, the seniors were looking at us and it was eyebrow raising all the while. But I think thanks to a few friends like Mohammed Shoaib and members of Leo Club of Hyderabad, and thankfully they got me involved with the overall activity, and it was fun. We had no place in Hyderabad those days to house. I think this was somewhere in 1972, 73. We didn't have a big place in Hyderabad then. So we approached the government, got Lal Bahadur Stadium. We made a triangle of the stadium, and then, the end part was the stage, and it was fun managing thousands of people.
Okay.
So that leadership element got into me, and thereafter all my life, when I look back, I've started realizing so many thousands, millions of people are successful, but they have been successful in vertical of profession. Now, as you grow up in your profession, there's something else called leadership in all of us.
Yeah.
And that leadership can't be asleep all the time. You need to wake it up. You need to use it. You need to allow it to drive you. You need to allow this leadership to help you evolve, optimize your skills. So that leadership element was bundled with my growth in life,
Okay.
with my being in organizations like Leo Club. Then I became a member of the JCs. There was an opportunity to be a head of the state of Andhra Pradesh. That was called the state president. I fought an election, won that election. And then I didn't stop there. I said, hey, let me go. Why can't I be a head of the nation? And Hyderabad had none. There are a couple of people who tried but never could make it, because to be a national president of JCI was big. And in 85 onwards, I said, hey, come, let me embark on this journey. And came 88, and I was elected as the national president of JCI India. The first one from Hyderabad, first one protest from Andhra and Telangana put together. And it was fun because you had to work with 1,100 chapters, we don't call them clubs, and travel across India, talk to people, identify new areas of how people can participate in leadership, how people can participate in
So is that
community
is that
development.
the area? Is that the time when you realized your oratory skills?
Well, I think it comes to you by virtue of your ability to connect with people.
Okay.
And it was not merely speaking to people, it was speaking with people. There's a big difference, Vijay. A lot of people speak to people.
Okay.
I had a different philosophy. I never wanted to speak to people. I always wanted to speak with people. Now, if you try and analyze the difference between speak to people and speak with people, so you start thinking the way they want you to think. So you are not in two different islands. You try and bridge the two islands, the island called the audience and the island called you. And that bridge is very important. And that's how I think I use that skill of leadership to help me grow my business, to help me grow my perspective in life, to help me draw up conclusions as to what I should be. And my favorite slogan continues to be what it has always been, that the purpose of life is to have a life of purpose. Very simple. No jargons attached. A lot of people do not realize the purpose of their life is to have a life of purpose. So you have to define the purpose for which you want to live the life. And I believe that's where that magnetic force of you trying to get into areas that you're not connected and then mastering that area, moving forward in life, taking up challenges that are beyond your thinking and then delivering those big challenges, pushing yourself to levels that you never thought you would be. I think these are wonderful moments in life.
Wonderful, Sunil. I want to let my listeners know the number of conventions and the number of congresses that Sunil has done. I know of Travel Agents Association, but I'm sure he will add to it. There's a lot of work he's done in Lions, JCs, and whichever organization in which he has been involved, he has brought people together on different platforms in different countries. And then he is the one who's brought the organization to a global level. So Sunil, I would like you to talk about those aspects of your journey as well.
Vijay, you can't just be an Indian and live an Indian and die an Indian. You have to be an Indian at the same time, identify the cause that you want to be associated with. I just mentioned about that to you. And then project yourself and the family around you, the country you belong to, the profession you come from. So for me, verticals of life has been JCI, JCs. I just didn't end at a national president of JCs, went on to become the world vice president. World Executive Vice President, traveled to different countries, addressed so many chambers of commerce, had a meeting with so many mayors in the world. But then that was one vertical. The second vertical was, hey, what about getting people to speak better than you?
Okay.
A lot of people don't want to speak, don't want to be active communicators. They're very good in knowledge, they're very good in making money, they're very good in running business. Put them onto a stage, they fumble. And I felt this is a cause that I must pursue. And I've done hundreds of programs, Vijay, and many of them on effective public speaking. 7-day programs. Every day people come for 1.5 an hour, 2 hours, 4 to 6. And in 7 days, you see that person completely changes. A person who was very shy, very scared to stand and talk in front of people becomes a master speaker.
Super.
So that's what it is. So
I think
I started deriving a lot of happiness, lot of satisfaction in seeing people grow beyond who they are. Period.
Okay. Yes.
And that became my important purpose in life. To see people grow beyond what they believe they can be.
True.
Now that is a huge contribution. And it's not one or two. I've got maybe 700 people whom I've trained, and they're all good trainers. Many of them live on training. So these are the areas. Now coming to your question on conventions, I said, look, when I have these skills, I said, thankfully, I got this opportunity to serve TAI. You know how vociferous our elections are. I was elected as a national president of TAI, and then I said, hey, let's
And
try
3 times.
And 3 times. Yeah. Never I lost an election. I joined the managing committee in 99, retired in 2019, and then 2024 happened to be the new election. My colleagues and people like you wanted me to come back because it was felt that Sunil should be around when TAI is celebrating 75 years. We started as Travel Agents Association of India 4 years after Indian independence. So I was absolutely wedded to the cause of TAI. I don't belong to any other travel association except one, which I believe is the mother, the nodal, and everybody else as far as the industry is concerned. So when I started sitting on the chair of designing a convention, I was always looking at how an Indian negotiates, how an Indian presents India, because it's called the Indian Travel Congress.
Yeah,
how do you connect with people of the world? It started with Sri Lanka to begin with, then it went on to Dubai. I was with the DTCM, you know, very, very big people, and you start presenting what you want to do and how you want to do, and you seek sponsorship from them. It didn't end there. It went to Bali, and the best part was everybody said, Sunil, you've been doing what you've done. No, I said, no, I want to do what I haven't done. I want to do what is very difficult to do. And very difficult to do a 3-day convention in a place like Emirates Palace, Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
A palace that has the ceilings packed with gold. Every year they need some kilos to maintain the roof of, Emirates Palace. And in that palace, doing an Indian Travel Congress as a president of TAI and connecting with the government of Abu Dhabi, connecting with the tourism of Abu Dhabi, getting so many people from all over come to the Emirates Palace, and 3 days of festival. I think that was fun.
Amazing.
The way we took over Ferrari World closes at 8. But then I told the management, look, 8 o'clock you guys close, keep it open for us, and we'll have a party there. And the entire Ferrari World is given to TAI. So doing a travel convention is much different than just doing a regular conference for an organization. It's different. Here it's evolution of thoughts. You want to be innovative, you want to present well, you want everything to be absolutely top class. People spend a lot of money to come there, so you can't give them simple excitement. You've got to give them excitement beyond what they can comprehend. And that's how was my experience. Then I said, okay, now we've done this, what next? And everybody said, what next? And the best part came in was our negotiations with the government of China. Kunming, it's such a wonderful place. One of the best hotels we've ever had a convention, the Intercontinental Kunming. My God, what a hotel, super hotel. And so many rooms. So I said, hey, let's go try to get this convention to Kunming. And I started doing presentations, and those Chinese were very eagerly looking at what they had. I said, look, so many Indians come here.
So
Indians,
doing it in China itself must have been a great feat, because it's not easy. The time when you did it in China, the convention, I think that was not a time when many people would have dared to do it.
No, it was very difficult because, and why would China invest on India?
Yes.
It's unthinkable. But then they saw the presentation, they saw that Indians were doing so much of outbound tourism into China. So why can't China join hands with TAI?
Okay.
And I asked them a 3 million RMB, 3 million RMB is like 3 crore rupees those days. And I said, do you have a 3 crore rupees? we're not asking you to give money to us. We're asking you to spend in China. We'll also spend a lot more. And that's how my journey has been.
So can I just move on to a very significant question to ask you? The travel and tourism has evolved from the days when you started your travel company, and now it's on a different plane altogether. And it has grown so much in volume, in terms of quality, in terms of technology. What is your view on how the industry has gone from where you started or where it is now?
To respond, Vijay, I would say certain people now have, fulfillment of those needs in life. You've read perhaps about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the basic need, the security need. You move on to ego, you move on to, eventually you move on to self-actualization. Now, I believe that need called the basic need has expanded from what it was when we read about this to what it is today. And that need has travel in it. People will go mad without travel. They just can't be living at home. They want to travel. Maybe this need was there before, but it was beyond reach. If you see the evolution of people, primarily in India, a lot of lower income group have jumped up to be middle income group people. Even
Sure.
the middle income ones have now a little more wealth than somebody at their level had maybe 10, 15 years ago. So when people have wealth, what will they do with it? And they're rightly investing in travel and tourism. So that's why you see humongous growth in travel and tourism. It's only COVID that brought us down a little bit. But otherwise, I see the trend so strong now again. In fact, some of us in the industry used to call it revenge tourism. We call it revenge tourism because you punish me for 3 years, making me sit at home. You never allowed me to go, and I'm going to go now. So that was revenge tourism. You're fighting with everyone, fighting
True,
with yourself.
true.
You can't, put me down anymore. I need to go out.
Yeah.
Now that came in, and now I'm a part of the IATA Global Joint Council on passenger agency program, and we discuss the future there. And it's amazing that in another 15, 20 years, the size of this industry would double, meaning number of people traveling, number of aircrafts, number of people working in this industry. It's going to be double. And what pains me is I don't think in the next 20 years our infrastructure can double. It's a huge point for the world to start focusing upon. So your question that what do you think about travel and tourism, I think it's a non-stop growth that you will all see for the next few years. Unstoppable. And it'll continue because the younger generation, like I said, the basic need for them to travel is as important as to own a car, is as important as to own an apartment, is as important as anything else in life, which is also important to them. So therefore, people can pay more money. You see the kind of prices that are prevalent today. I am sometimes amazed at the price at which an US-India business class ticket gets sold for and what it got sold for before COVID. Vijay, you're a part of this industry, and we thought, hey, what's going on? But people are still there. There are so many sectors today. When I say sector, the points where the flight takes off and lands, where economy seats are available and business class is not available. So it's a complete turnaround of affordability vis-a-vis travel, vis-a-vis a must for me to do what I have to do. So this is the new industry that's come in. A lot of technology has supported the convenience part of it in the industry. Though price has been a killer, but people are ready to pay more. And children at a young age getting experience of traveling overseas, I think I'm very excited with the future. I wish I had another 20 years with me to remain young and to do the business in a different pattern than I did before. But what I'm trying to say is the excitement is absolutely high. And now the question.
So your experience is based on the number of countries you have traveled in your life. Can
Vijay,
you just tell us how many countries you've done?
I have done 100 countries.
Fantastic.
And my 101st, 102nd, I got deprived of it. I flew Hyderabad to Mumbai, was to take a flight on Tanzanian Air, go to a place called Uganda, spend 2 days there, then go to Rwanda. I had to address a meeting of the Eastern African Associations of Travel. And then there was an article that was jumped to me saying, hey, there's an outbreak of some virus. Vijay, I've been living all my life traveling and meeting people. I've got thrice COVID positive. And the first time it was a bit tough on me, but nevertheless, I think my body's now kind of in line with whatever happened to me. But all I'm saying is I didn't want to take a chance.
Okay.
So I came back. Otherwise, I would have been 102. But I still have a long way to go, and I'm sure I'll try to achieve as much as I can.
You would. I'm definite you would. Your experience, vast experience, what do you think we should be doing as a country in order to make travel and tourism in India, inbound travel? I'm talking about inbound travel. What do you think we should do in order to attract people to come to India?
Firstly, the culture of hospitality, which is not just hotels, which is not just the service you extend, it is also the arrival excitement. It should start changing from there. Government's approach, working with travel companies as partners and not doing it by themselves. Now, I think our Prime Minister says the business of the government is not to be in business. I think that's a very powerful statement. So
I hope it happens.
I hope it happens, and I'm eagerly awaiting for it to happen. But all I'm saying is that character of offering people from different parts of the world an experience of visiting India is yet to happen. It's happening because people like you and me who are handling them give them extra attention than we give to a few Indians. Not that we have to prefer them over Indians, but we want goodwill for India. We want them to go back and speak high about India and its hospitality. But I think the overall culture of taking care of people, not cheating them. Sometimes I get disappointed when some people share their experiences. The guy at the airport flees them off, lots of such things.
So what can be done in cases like that?
Well, I think we need to first regulate. The government doesn't want to regulate travel and tourism. Now, that's a wrong decision. With a lot of experience that I have in travel, I would not agree with the government. They don't want to get into governance. They don't want to regulate. Sorry. And I said this to a DGCA a long time ago. I said, this is a wrong decision. Why should the government not regulate? Government doesn't have to run, but they have to regulate. I feel the consumer today is not protected in this industry.
True.
And if I am a president of TIE now, one of my strongest programs is Consumer Connect. And unfortunately, those innocent travelers who are not one or two, millions of them are not able to do anything about it. People are crying to pay kind of amounts for an aircraft. Vijay, when we started our industry, we had a Hyderabad-Delhi fixed amount.
Yeah, we did.
Nobody could sell, whether it's one.
It was published in a book.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you can't sell more than that. You can sell a ticket less than the published price. You can't sell a ticket more than the price.
Yeah.
All that's gone, Vijay. The government, I can't believe government is silent about it. They spoke so much about Kumbh Mela. I am amazed with this government. Wonderful activity. So much of controls they had, but they couldn't control people's pain about throwing away money on travel-related matters, So the government must now come into regulating the cost of travel, regulating the quality of travel, regulating safety of travel, which of course they do. Safety of travel is very regulated, but the consumer connect is very important. You now have non-refundable fares, which is not right at all. A person's buying an international ticket and the ticket says non-refundable. The guy may have...
If I can remember, in our time, you could even cancel a ticket just before the time of the flight.
Yeah, there was a 3-hour no-show period.
Yeah,
that's it.
Correct.
A no-show was different. But here, it's not right. It's not right. Somebody may have an emergency at home. It could be health emergency. It could be medical emergency. It could be accident or something happening. And you say, my ticket is non-refundable. So, thankfully, we have some insurance companies who've come to some kind of a shelter.
Yes.
But I don't think, Vijay, it's still, and government is still blind and deaf to the kind of, treatment the consumers get. And I believe this is an area we must fight for. Consumer Connect, TIE has to take it forward.
I'm glad you have spoken about this, because this is a topic which is, I mean, there are always two sides to whatever we are discussing right now. There are many people who feel they don't want to be regulated. So the word licensing has been kept in the cold storage, and the word credentials should come in, where a person who's having the credentials should be in a trade actually. So I'm glad you have given your opinion on this, and I hope, I'm sure the listeners are very happy to hear this, what you're saying. My next issue is that I want to get input from you is employment, the generation of employment. I saw some statistics of UNWTO in which, and every 10 employees, 10 people getting employed, one is from the travel and tourism industry.
Very right.
And if you talk about travel and tourism industry and the allied industries along with it, that is restaurants and guides and so many, it's 5:1. It's just such an important part uh, of the industry in globally. So I think, what would TIE or what would you recommend, and how would you make a presentation to the government on what the importance of this as far as employment is concerned?
Vijay, every minister believes they are doing the best for the country. We are not denying that. We have Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman heading our finance, and I still remember the communication I signed out, and I requested the finance minister start looking at travel and tourism as a huge opportunity for India. There's so many countries in the world which live on travel and tourism.
True.
And for her to actually start doing this, she has to give the industry status to travel and tourism. It's not just travel and tourism, it's travel, tourism, hospitality, MICE.
True.
Right? So MICE is all about events, conventions, meetings. So you have travel, tourism, hospitality, MICE. I believe we deserve to be given a industry status, and that would be a big evolution for India. Today, India is a growing economy, and I'm very proud to be an Indian. I feel so happy when I travel out. The kind of respect, I've been traveling for ages, but when I've always lived in global bodies. All my friends were never from one country. Whether I was chairing a board meeting or chairing a convention or addressing a meeting, my audience or my colleagues were from very diverse backgrounds.
True.
And I grew up with this experience. It didn't matter to me whether I had to deal with a Canadian or a Australian or a German or somebody from Asian countries, a Korean or a Japanese. I was always friendly to everybody else, and I gelled well with them. Now, the kind of respect that I start getting now, oh, India, that pleasant feeling of happiness. Oh, you're an Indian. You have moved away from a different class of citizenship altogether.
Very true.
There's a lot of respect Indian gets now, thanks to all that the government has done. So I believe we are at a very opportune moment.
Okay.
Very, very opportune moment. India per se. And I think there's so much that is possible, Vijay, and I think this industry can be a front end to start off the processes, and I only wish somewhere, somehow, this message that I'm saying to you reaches the ministry, reaches the government, and they start looking at this industry as not just an industry that employs people, we employ a lot of people, but also an industry that becomes a big revenue stream for India.
So this word you use, this message should be conveyed to everybody. One of the objectives of this channel, this particular program, and the channel for where I'm bringing this program point of view, is to get knowledge and opinions of extraordinary people who have done so much for their respective fields of activity to more people, so that more and more people can see these, can go through this and get their own views. We are creating kind of a viewpoint for everybody.
Wonderful, Vijay.
Yeah, that is the objective of this channel, where we can get everybody to start thinking that, look, there is something that we have to do. Everybody has to contribute. It's not going to be one or two people who have the knowledge to do it. See, we all have knowledge, but we should have the wisdom to use that knowledge.
Absolutely.
So that is the objective of this channel, and I'm speaking this right now because I want my listeners to understand that why we are doing this. Why is it that this channel has come up with such different subjects? Because it's important for everybody to wake up and know that this country is so great and that we all have a role to play in it. So that is why I'm just talking about message. So I intervened over here. Now we are coming into the 75th year of TIE, and Sunil, you've been a great leader. Undoubtedly, you have created something, feeling in everybody that we have to do it together. This I have realized, having seen you work. In the 75th year that we're going to embark in the very next year, do you think that we will be able to create a kind of a story on what we want the future of travel and tourism industry to be? We are the leaders. As I'm aware that the association that you're leading is a leading association in travel and tourism. So you think we can make a story which creates awareness to everybody who's traveling, who's interested in travel and tourism? Like you said in the earlier part of the program, that there is an arousal in people to travel all over the world. There is a term called revenge tourism, which has been coined. You said it. So can we create an environment by the 75th year where we create awareness throughout the country on the way we can promote travel and tourism to be the global leaders in that field as well?
Vijay, you make me feel very happy with your question, because in your question there's so much of answer already embedded into your question, and I believe that's the real purpose of any organization which started 4 years after Indian independence. It's such a huge reckoning today for the government that you have TIE as an association in India. And TIE is not just national, it's also global. I represent TIE in UFTA. UFTA, as you're aware, is a global organization, United Federation of Travel Agents Associations. So you have the associations from different parts of the world joined together. And I also wear a second hat now, where I lead UFTA. And I believe TIE needs to do things that we haven't done before. TIE needs to project focusedly on a few areas. So we've called it connect, collaborate, and celebrate. So unless we connect, we can't collaborate. Unless we collaborate, we can't celebrate. So we've got a year plus by the time we actually start celebrating our 75th year. And this is our runway to the 75 years. We want to plant as many milestones. So our focus is member connect, industry connect, consumer connect, and community connect. When I say industry, consumer, and community connect, I'm meaning country connect. So we are working on that. And like I talked about consumers, I'm talking about people working in the travel companies. We need to do something for them. So, and most important, why are we doing what we are doing? That's the crux of what I have to say next. We are doing what we are doing because we want to give this industry as a legacy of goodwill to the next generation. A lot of young people, as a good legacy for the incoming generation. I am excited with more women leaders coming in. A lot of women are coming into leadership positions. That's another very exciting aspect of this industry. So I think this 1.5 year, for all of us in this industry, we need to remain focused on what we want to achieve, not merely what we want to do. And what you want to achieve will determine what you have to do. What you want to achieve will get the world support you. For TIE, collaboration is not difficult at all. Okay. And I believe we want to leave a message. All my life, Vijay, whatever I did, I left a message behind. And I am committing to myself, and I feel happy saying this to you, that this 1.5 year, I must remain a designer first. When I say designer, I should be able to architect what we must achieve first. Get the whole country believe that this is doable, possible, and then get them into action. And that's what is my process. I still remember, Vijay, when I was addressing a very large press conference in Kunming when we did our convention. At that point of time, suddenly out of blue, a thought came to me, and I was sitting with the secretary of the Communist Party, very powerful person, and we were interacting. He was like hosting a lunch. It was a Thai convention. They were looking at it as an Indian industry event. And that time we made a mention. We said, one in every three people in the world is either a Chinese or an Indian.
True.
We are the world's largest consumers. We are the world's largest manufacturers.
We are the one
And
third of the
imagine
population.
if there is a possibility of us thinking together, working together. My God, it would be a huge evolution for the entire world. So much we can do for the rest of the world. So I think that's how India is. It's awakening, but there's a lot more that must happen. And thankfully, the younger ones that are coming in, they're more successful than us. I look at my own
Yeah.
children; they're more successful than me. So that makes us feel happy about it.
So I like to listeners to understand that there's no shortcut. This is a process. You can't have everything perfect. But what we are trying to achieve is getting closer and closer to perfection. I would like to mention over here, Sunil, that you're a trainer. Basically, one of your attributes is you're a brilliant trainer. You've been conferred with a lot of awards as far as your training ability is concerned. So you are a person who can carry that knowledge and the experience that you have acquired in leadership positions, in many, even in the trade, what you have been. You've been a lawyer as well. So to the next generation through your training. So I think I would like you to talk a little bit about what you would do in the next phase of your life, which is not very soon. The next phase is still time. But what would you think is the right way to go about it?
Vijay, I'm already into it. Vijay, I author books and I don't write books and sell
So
them.
I'm going to ask you to talk about your book first.
Okay, I will talk about my book. My book is called Where's My Couch? Comfort in Discomfort. It's not the first of the books I've written. I've written a lot of books for my programs and give it to my participants. But this time it was different. It was May 2020. I was like an opening batsman. In the family I come from, a very large family I come from, a very large colony I come from. And I was struck with COVID and admitted to the hospitals were very reluctant to even admit me, but I had a cousin of mine runs a very large hospital in Hyderabad, managed to be put into an ICU, and my God, it was a nightmare those first 3-4 days. It had a big glass, the door had a glass. One night I couldn't sleep, I woke up and I found they were packing up a body in the other ward. So it was very scary, and on the 4th or the 5th day, I was only talking to my family on a phone. Thankfully, the mobiles were active, and I spoke to them, and my son was telling me that they asked me to deposit some money, and I did it. I said, for what? They said, you may need a ventilator. I said, why? And I was wondering, why do I need a ventilator? So the nurse came in, or the doctor came in, and the doctor was speaking to me from a distance. He was not even wanting to come to me. And he said, I said, what's this? He said, no, sir, your oxygen levels have gone up. It was 2.5, then it became 3 and 3.5, 4 or whatever. And it's, now when he was increasing the numbers, I thought maybe, was I getting better or was I not getting better? Then I realized more the numbers go up, it's more threatening for you. So they said, we just want to keep it as a backup. And that time I said, hey, come on, I'm not going to make sure. I'm ready to fight myself, not get into a ventilator. So I always carried a laptop. I had my Apple, opened it and started writing a book. And the initial title of the book was Discover Comfort in Discomfort. Because I said, discover comfort in discomfort. It appealed to me, put it there, started, cut, started writing 20, 30 pages, and then I was getting better as I wrote. As I was thinking I was getting better, a lot of creative thoughts came to me. Everything got, because I'm not a Google search guy. I never browse Google to get ideas. I thought ideas must come within yourself, and that's what happened to me. And Vijay, 40% of the book was ready. I became better. I was allowed to go home. So the book got closer to completion. Okay. And then that's when I redesigned the entire content and called it Where's My Couch? Now the meaning of Where's My Couch is that something I'm sitting on, something all of us are sitting on very comfortably for years together, somebody comes and takes it away. Then are you crying about it, or are you looking for something else? So Where's My Couch is like, you're very comfortable, Vijay, sitting on this sofa, and you've been sitting on it for 5 years. You don't want to live your life without this sofa, but somebody comes and takes it off. Then what happens to you? Hey,
Correct.
You get disturbed, right? So Where's My Couch is exactly the same intent, that somebody's taken away your comfort and you start feeling uncomfortable. So in that discomfort, discover comfort. So that was the book, and I believe it was a big hit, and it continues. I have no copies. The copies are all sold out. We've got to do another edition. Very busy now, but I'll get into the book again and do a second edition with a lot of changes. This is about the book. Now about your question, what is it I would do? I think I would like to invest more in people. I love doing programs, training programs. I love being a designer, not copying a book and then doing a session there. I love thoughts to come spontaneously. I love people to wake up, mentally wake up. Physically they are awake, but mentally wake up. Vijay, it's very important in life that we evolve. Everybody wants to grow. Not everybody wants to evolve. They don't understand the difference between grow and evolve. There's a big difference, right? Now, that evolve is more important than grow. People are very comfortable, content. I've grown. No, not enough. You've evolved. When I say evolved, are you doing more? Are your capabilities getting extended? Are you able to start thinking differently? Are you living out of a box or merely thinking out of a box? So these are areas, Vijay, that helps you to evolve better. And I for sure, whether in a leadership position of TIE or UFTA or Lions, where I am a past international director, I have spent a lot of time with my Lions, and I keep traveling, and wherever required, I go and give my contribution there. So I believe all the organization, and then I start telling myself the purpose of life is to have a purpose. So I need to continue investing, helping people grow beyond who they are, period.
So I think the tagline is the purpose of life
Is to have a life of purpose.
is to have a life of purpose. And I think the listeners will be very pleased to get so many lessons in one place, and that too from a gentleman who's contributes so much to industry, so much to society. I thank you very much, Sunil, for being here today. And I cannot tell you how happy I am that my listeners have got an opportunity to listen to a person of your caliber. Thank you very much.
All the very best, Vijay. Thank you very much. It's such a wonderful
And
honor.
I would like the listeners who are on this channel to subscribe to it. There is in the bottom, you will come across one place where you can actually subscribe. The more you subscribe, the more I can do for you. I can get better people. I can carry on with this work that I'm trying to do. Thank you very much. God bless you.